ErnestLWest. This is Prophet West. I hope everything is going well. I really do. Hope everybody's doing well. Do me a favor. In the right-hand corner, do me a favor, hit that bell where you can subscribe. And that means that every time I come on, that means that your bell is going to ring on your channel. And so do me that favor, I do have a word, but what I want to do, I want to encourage you. This is truly a word of encouragement to those that are listening to me. I'm talking to someone, and what I want to say to you, you have a big heart. Your heart is so big. And so your heart is so big, it's so big that it hurts. See, because you are the type of person, you love hard, you love deep. And when you get hurt, you hurt hard and you hurt deep. And this is where many of you are, and you're at a place where you're kicking yourself. You are kicking yourself because you say, how did I find myself in this situation again? Over and over again. And this is you. And you keep kicking yourself because your heart, it's like your heart is bigger than sometimes your logic. And sometimes it's just bigger than common sense sometimes, because, and what I mean by your heart being so big, because you can care about somebody so much that once they get in your heart, it doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. You still will be with them. You still will support them. You will still do all that. But you will never tell them exactly the truth. You'd rather suffer in a situation. You will suffer with them. You will suffer and allow them to do what they do and perpetuating their own acts instead of telling the truth. And so this is you. You're a loyal to a fault. You see stuff, but when you care about somebody so much, even though when they're doing wrong, you turn your other cheek. You turn your head. You turn your head. And there's a danger in that. The danger is if God is chastising them, and if God is punishing them, in you turning your head, you run the risk of feeling and receiving the wrath of God as well, because you're in the way. See, that's one of the things that as believers, and one thing that I had to learn is that when God is punishing someone, move out the way. Move out the way. Because if you don't move out the way, you run the risk of God getting you. Do you want God to get you? And so it's about wisdom. Use wisdom. And so, and it's this cycle, the same old cycle of you find yourself in the same old situation. You find yourself dealing with the same old person. You find yourself dealing with the same old issue. And see, God wants to deliver you from your heart. Your heart. See, because your heart is not perfect. No heart is perfect. No heart is perfect. The Bible said the heart is deceitful, desperately wicked, and who can know it? See, the heart loves, and heart is not a divine quality, but the heart gravitates to whatever pays attention to it, whatever talks to it. And so that's why it's so important. That's why it's so important to guard your heart, because if you know your heart is sensitive, if you know your heart needs a whole lot of love, then protect it from things on the outside trying to come in and do something to change that in your heart. See, because the adversary, the wicked one, hate, hurt, and the enemy is on assignment, even of your soul, is going to try to get to your heart and pervert your heart. That's what the adversary wants. He wants to pervert your heart. That's what he wants. He wants to pervert your heart. He wants to pervert your heart because he knows you can pervert your heart. He'll pervert your language. He'll pervert your conversation. He'll pervert your steps. And so this is what he's after. He wants to change. He wants to change how you view, not just how you view God, but he wants to change how you view yourself. And what he does is that he'll use your heart against you. And what he'll do, because you're so big, your heart is so big that you won't love. You want someone to share certain things with. And so oftentimes what you'll do, you'll overlook certain things just to have the company with them. You won't say certain things. And see, but you call that love. You call that love because you're suffering. You call that love because you ain't saying to that person when they do that and do things to you. But that's not love. That's not love, because what happens is that's going to come to bitterness. Because you keep holding on to certain things in your spirit, man, then eventually it's going to come out. Then once it come out, then it's going to be probably, you can't control it. And so guard your heart. And so the reason why I say that, because I've been a victim. I haven't been a victim of someone, of some situation or circumstance trying to circumvent or make me do certain things and overlook certain things. That's my personality. Yeah, it's been that way. You know, big heart, hurt hard, go through all kind of changes. But I'm gonna tell you what God is doing to me now. God has protected me. He's given me wisdom. And what he does is that he allowed me to see who's coming, what's coming. And that's by the spirit of discernment. The spirit of discerning. And discerning is wisdom. That's what it really is, wisdom. And wisdom is the ability to apply, but also the wisdom is to notice, to recognize. Like I've often said, recognize the patterns, recognize the ways, recognize how people are acting, recognize what they're saying, recognize what they're doing. And so in doing that, then you'll be able to protect your heart.